Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'll begin our presentation with the executive summary. As we dive in, I want to give you a quick overview of where HydroShare Inc. stands and what we propose to do about it. HydroShare Inc., part of the globally recognized HydroTools Inc., is it a tough sport. They make HydroLink shares used construction and demolition, but they are getting outpaced by competitors like Stanley's, Labotics, and Genius. Why? The manufacturing process are outdated, the production costs are sky high, and their team aren't exactly working in harmony. The European factory, the central manufacturing hub, use methods that are structured in the past. They are relying heavily on manual labor, leading to waste time and inconsistent qualities. Plus, they are paying top dollars for European labor and components when most cost-effective opinions are available elsewhere. And to top it off, the teams are spread out across Kansas, Texas, and Europe, which creates a communication gap that slows everything down. But here is the good news. We devised a plan that we believe can turn things around. Our proposal focuses on three key areas: optimizing their manufacturing process, restructuring their supply chains, and improving cross-functional teams alignment. Introducing modular factoring and standardized working holding system can significantly reduce startup times and improve product consistency. We also suggest shifting the procurement of high-cost components like HydroLink calendar to more cost-effective Chinese supplies will maintain quality standards, and to address the team coordination issue, will implement strategic communication practical and integrate their IT system so everyone on the same page. If we execute these strategies within the existing 200,000 budget, we are looking at a 13 to 14% reducing in the production cost. This would allow HydroShare to pace its product competitively. While maintaining significant margins, we also expect to improve product reliability and a faster time to market, which are crucial for gains and over competitors, which are more resilient supply chains and diversified sourcing strategies. HydroShare can position itself for growth in its key markets, including the US, Europe, and Asia. So next, welcome my partner.
Okay, thank you, Doris. And let's go to introduction to our proposal. HydroShare makes hydraulic shares for construction and demolition. These tools are essential for cutting steel and concentrate. However, HydroShare is struggling against competitors like Stanley and Genesis, who offer better price and more reliable products. The company needs to make changes to avoid losing more market share. And HydroShare's European factory use outdated manufacturing methods. Workers rebuild tooling configurations manually for each job, causing machines to sit at 30% of the time. Additionally, the company pays high cost for European labor and parts. For example, a hydraulic cylinder costs $2,500 in Europe, but only $625 in China, a 75% difference. And the teams are spread across 3 locations, Kansas for design, Texas for project management, and Europe for manufacturing. Poor communication between these locations lead to delays and duplicated efforts. The parent company, HydroTools, is respected, but the share division is reducing overall profits. And if these issues are fixed, the operation might be outsourced, risking European jobs. And our proposal aims to develop a strategic roadmap to address manufacturing inefficiencies, high costs, and poor internal coordination. We want to help HydroShare become more competitive and grow in key markets. Our focus is on immediate fix within a $200,000 budget. In this phase, we don't address complete factory relocation, major equipment purchase, or a complete IT overhaul. These could be future recommendations once our initial solutions are proven effective. And we want to dive deeply into our analysis of HydroShare's current situation. We've identified some critical challenges, but more importantly, we've uncovered opportunities that could turn this company around and make it a formidable competitor in the hydraulic share market. First, let me talk about how we identify these problems. We used a combination of tools to clearly understand what's going on. One of the tools was SWOT analysis. We mapped out HydroShare's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The strengths include HydroTool's brand reputation and its global distributor network. These are powerful assets that we can leverage. However, the weaknesses are significant. Manual setups in Europe distract between teams and outdated IT systems. These are the areas that are holding HydroShare back. Then we look at the opportunities. We saw that HydroTools already has partnerships that we can build on, and there are cheaper suppliers in China that we can tap into. But the threats are real. Competitors like Stannis and Genesis are undercutting price, and there's a risk that HydroShare's operations could be outsourced if we don't act quickly. We also used fishbone diagrams to dig deeper into the biggest headaches. We identified labor, materials, methods, and machines as the prominent cost for manufacturing. Workers spend over 4 hours daily on setups, and machines are setting down at 30% of the time. And there is a big waste. And when it comes to a team clash, communication, culture, and tools are the main issues. The lack of shared data and the separate IT system is causing delays and duplicated efforts. And now let's focus on the challenges we prioritized. The first one is antiquated manufacturing process. European workers spend more than 4 hours per machine on setups every day, and that is a massive amount of time lost. Machines are at 30% of the time, and there are no standardized fixtures, which means quality varies between batches. This is costing HydroShare a fortune in lost productivity and rework. And the second challenge is the sky-high European production costs. Labor costs are 3 times higher than in China, and hydraulic cylinders cost $2,500 each in Europe compared to $625 from China. This is a 75% difference. Competitors like Stanley are sourcing globally, but HydroShare still relies on European suppliers. This is a significant opportunity for cost savings. And the third challenge is the siloed teams and the communication breakdown. The design teams in the Kansas and project managers are in Texas, and manufacturing is in Europe. They are not sharing information effectively, which leads to delays and duplicated efforts. This is a cultural issue as well as a logistical one. And when we analyzed the data, we tracked a typical share production cycle. We found setup time is a huge issue with 4 hours per machine twice a day, adding up to 8 hours lost daily. The labor cost difference between Europe and China is staggering, and the rework rate due to setup errors is 12% when we compare supplier cost. We found that HydroShare could save $187,500 per batch of 100 hydraulic cylinders by sourcing from China instead of Europe. And this analysis reviewed some root causes. The lack of fixtures means workers are constantly reinventing the wheel of setups, leading to human errors and rework. The stubborn cost structure with loyalty to Europe suppliers despite cheaper options, inflates material costs combined with high wages and inefficiencies. This results in shares costing 25% more than competitors. But there are hidden opportunities. Features are low-hanging fruit. Each basic modular fixtures could save over 50 setup hours per month. And HydroTools already has ties with China for weldments, so why not expand that to hydraulic cylinders? We prioritize the problems based on impact and urgency. The outdated manufacturing process and high Europe costs are the most critical. Fixing setups and switching suppliers can yield quick wins. Team's trust and IT improvements will follow. And in conclusion, HydroShare isn't doomed. It's just stuck in old habits. The data shows HydroShare overspends $1.2 million annually on the setup and the Europe suppliers. HydroShare could cut cost by 35% and match Stanley's price by addressing these issues. But it all starts with the factory floor and renegotiating supplier contracts. This is a company with a strong brand and a global network. HydroShare can overcome these obstacles with the right strategic approach and emerge as a strong competitor in the hydraulic share market. And then I'd like to welcome my teammate.
Now I will wrap up our presentation with a conclusion. Throughout this proposal, we have outlined a comprehensive strategic roadmap to address HydroShare's challenges and position it for growth. HydroShare faced significant hurdles due to outdated manufacturing process, high production costs, and internal coordination issues. However, our proposed solutions offer a clear path forward. We can distinctly reduce setup times and improve product consistency by overhauling the manufacturing process with the modular features. This change could cut production costs by 30 to 40%, bring HydroShare's pricing in line with the competitors like Stanley and Genesis. Additionally, shifting procurement to Chinese suppliers will further reduce material costs, enhancing price competitiveness. The structured collaboration inventiveness will break down silos between teams, leading to faster decision-making and improved product reliability. The test-powered production provides an opportunity to test US manufacturing costs and reduce reliance on the European factory. These solutions are not just theoretical, they are actionable steps that fit within HydroShare's $200,000 budget and can deliver results within 6 months. The first phase wins, such as the immediate cost reductions and fewer production delays, will rebuild internal and external confidence. They will demonstrate to HydroTools leadership that the European factory can remain competitive, protect jobs, and pave the way for future investments. But this is not just about survival. HydroShare can reclaim its reputation for reliability by streamlining operations and uniting teams and start winning back customers. Demolition crews need tough, dependable tools delivered on time and at a fair price. This is precisely what our plan makes possible. The clock is ticking every day without action. Competitors gain ground, but with these solutions, HydroShare's team has the blueprint to turn setbacks into comebacks. It's time to realize the crew and build the future on share at a time. Thank you for your attention and consideration. We are confident that with these changes, HydroShare can transform its operations and emerge as a strong competitor in the hydraulic share market.
Thank you, Clover, for your analysis. All right, let's get straight to the point. We've identified three major issues at HydroShare holding the company back, and I will outline each one, as Clover said. The first step is the antiquate manufacturing process. HydroShare's European factory is using manual setups that are time-consuming and inefficient. Workers spend over 4 hours per machine on setups, which means machines set idle 30% of time. This leads to inconstant product quality and high labor costs. The evidence shows us that these issues cost HydroShare 450,000 annually in lost productivity and labor. But here is the good news. By designing reusable modular factories and standardizing setups, we can cut setup times by 50% and reduce rework rates to less than 5%. A 200,000 investment in 10 to 15 basic fixtures would cover 80% of the common operations and pay for itself in 3 to 6 months. The risk is that workers might resist change, but the benefits far outweigh the costs. Second, the high European production costs. HydroShare's reliance on European suppliers and labor makes their shares 25 to 40% more expensive than competitors. European wages are $50 per hour, while the comparable Chinese labor cost is only 15 per hour. Hydraulic cylinders from Europe cost 2,500 each, compared to 625 from China. That's around 75% savings. We can expand HydroTalk's existing partnership with a Chinese suppliers to include hydraulic cylinders, saving around 187,500%, 10 units batch. Shifting some production to the underutilized Texas facility could also reduce labor costs by 35,000 monthly. The risk is that workers might worry about job security, but our existing suppliers' relationships might mitigate the quality concerns. Third, silo teams and communication breakdowns. The design team in Kansas, the project management in Texas, and the European manufacturing team are not working well together. This causes delays, duplicated efforts, and missed deadlines. A simple design change can take 3 weeks to finalize due to poor communication and a lack of integrated IT systems. We can fix this by implementing weekly alignment meetings with structured video calls and shared agendas. This would enhance transparency and collaborations across teams. The risk is that teams might resist more meetings and increase transparency, but it's a necessary step to improve efficiency. Next, let's discuss the solutions we've developed to address HydroShare's challenges. We've identified 3 key areas for improvement, and I will walk you through each quickly. First, we need to overhaul the manufacturing process with modular factories. Right now, workers in European factory are spending way too much time rebuilding setups from scratch. It's inefficient and costly. So we propose designing and implementing reusable modular factories. Think of them like Lego blocks, and that workers can quickly reconfigure for different shares models. This will drastically cut setup time and reduce errors. Why modular factories? Because they are budget-friendly and effective. The Advanced Manufacturing Group, led by Mike, will take charge of this initiative. We will need 150,000 for fixture design and prototyping, and input from European floor workers to ensure usability. The timeline includes designing factories with Kansas engineers and European workers in months 1 to 2, prototyping and testing in Europe in months 3 to 4, and a full rollout in months 5 to 6. To prevent pushbacks, European workers will be involved in design process, and we will start with 2 to 3 priority factors to prove concept before scaling up. Next, we need to slash costs by sourcing from China. We aim to achieve 30 to 40% reduction in material costs while keeping the defect rate of Chinese sources parts under 2%. We will maintain or even improve delivery timelines compared to sourcing from Europe. The supply chain team, led by Patricia, will handle this initiative. We will negotiate bulk pricing with Chinese suppliers and conduct joint quality audits. The timeline includes supplier negotiations and sample testing in month 1, a pilot order of 15 cylinders in months 2 to 3, and a complete transaction in month 4. We will run parallel production in Europe and China during the pilot phase to compare quality directly. We will also train the European teams to inspect Chinese components, build trust, and ensure quality standards are met. Third, we need to fix team silos with structured collaboration. Design changes take 3 weeks because the teams are bogged down in scattered emails and endless arguments. We propose launching weekly alignment meetings between Kansas design, Texas project management, and Europe manufacturing, like face-to-face video calls, real-time talks can cut through the noise and speed up the process. This will reduce the us versus them mentality and improve collaborations. Our goal is to reduce design approval time from 3 weeks to no more than 10 days. Cutting missed deadlines by 50%, we will gather employee feedback through surveys, aiming for 80% of teams report improved collaborations. The project management office, led by Daniel, will implement these challenges. They will need Zoom or team licenses, which costs $5,000 annually, and a shared project dashboard using free tools like Google Sheets. The timeline involves training teams on tours and meeting structure in month 1, followed by weekly meetings with clear agendas in months 2 to 3. Adjustments will be made based on feedbacks in month 4. We will keep meetings short, around 30 to 45 minutes, to ensure effective collaborations and rotate meeting leadership between different regions can balance power dynamics. In summary, the selections addressed HydroShare's key challenges hands-on by overhauling the manufacturing process, sourcing smarter, and improving team collaborations. We can make HydroShare more efficient, cost-effective, and competitive. Now let's welcome Sky to make a final conclusion.
Now I will wrap up our presentation with a conclusion. Throughout this proposal, we have outlined a comprehensive strategic roadmap to address HydroShare's challenges and position it for growth. HydroShare faced significant hurdles due to outdated manufacturing process, high production costs, and internal coordination issues. However, our proposed solutions offer a clear path forward. We can distinctly reduce setup times and improve product consistency by overhauling the manufacturing process with the modular features. This change could cut production costs by 30 to 40%, bring HydroShare's pricing in line with the competitors like Stanley and Genesis. Additionally, shifting procurement to Chinese suppliers will further reduce material costs, enhancing price competitiveness. The structured collaboration inventiveness will break down silos between teams, leading to faster decision-making and improved product reliability. The text production provides an opportunity to test US manufacturing costs and reduce reliance on the European factory. These solutions are not just theoretical, they are actionable steps that fit within HydroShare's $200,000 budget and can deliver results within 6 months. The first phase wins, such as the immediate cost reductions and fewer production delays, will rebuild internal and external confidence. They will demonstrate to HydroChill's leadership that the European factory can remain competitive, protect jobs, and pave the way for future investments. But this is not just about survival. HydroShare can reclaim its reputation for reliability by streamlining operations and uniting teams and start winning back customers. Demolition crews need tough, dependable tools delivered on time and at a fair price. This is precisely what our plan makes possible. The clock is ticking every day without action. Competitors gain ground, but with these solutions, HydroShare's team has the blueprint to turn setbacks into comebacks. It's time to realize the crew and build the future on share at a time. Thank you for your attention and consideration. We are confident that with this change, the HydroShare can transform its operations and emerge as a strong competitor in the hydraulic share market.